matches made here at Universal Match Corporation is a very interesting process. But just as interesting is that there are 6,000 people in the United States that are obsessed with collecting matchbook covers. That's how many people belong to the International Matchcovers Society, and tonight we're going to visit their convention. At some of their auctions, you can get anywhere from 50 cents to $300 for a matchbook cover, and tonight we're going to find out everything you always wanted to know about matchbook covers.
You probably do it all the time and never think about it. You pick up a matchbook in a hotel room, or in a restaurant, or at a bar, and then take it home with you and toss it into a brandy snifter or a drawer. Maybe the cover will remind you of a special dinner or a certain city, but it doesn't mean much to you in the long run. Well, that's not the case for the over 6,000 members of the Rathkamp Matchcovers Society. To these collectors, match covers are miniature works of art, short lessons in history, reminders of other days and other places. And that explains why they'll pay up to $5 for a cover that probably cost 3 cents to produce. Marianne Collins from Slidell says it's the challenge.
It's a lot of fun trying to get covers from a particular time, from a particular location, to fill in any gaps that you might have in a particular set that might have been issued by some business that went out of business 20 or 30 years ago. It's really a challenge to try to get all of those covers.
Take Neil Hospers from Fort Worth, for example. His collection started when he was on a family vacation from Michigan to New Orleans. He started picking up matches at every hotel they stopped in along the way, and since then you could say hotels and match covers have become his life.
I have developed a collection of about 40,000 catalog matchbooks. It's not the largest in the world, but it's the largest in the specialized category. I have one display here of the old Montleon in 3 different stages, and of the Roosevelt. I try to make a hotel hobby out of it.
John Williams' mother started collecting in the 30s, and her son used to gather matches for her until he realized he found the hobby pretty fascinating too.
I was going places, you know, that she might not have a chance to visit, so I would just pick up for her. And then I'm in the Air Force, and I got assigned to Japan, and I got over there, and they have matchboxes over there at every drugstore and service station and restaurant and everything like that. And I said, gosh, this would be a nice hobby to start for myself, because she didn't save boxes, she just saved the covers. So I said, well, I wonder if are there any clubs? So I wrote to Hobbies Magazine, and they directed me to Rathkamp Matchcovers Society, and now I belong to about 14 different clubs, and trade with about 200 people per month, and you know, it's gone from there. My wife and I collect together, and together we have about, we estimate 95 to 100,000.
Now, you may find it a bit hard to believe that people would travel to New Orleans from Long Beach or Milwaukee just to trade matchbook covers, but the convention attracts collectors from other countries, too. Fred Latimer lives in London, and twice a year he travels to the United States for match cover conventions. He says he comes because the people are so friendly to him, and because he wins lots of prizes for his English covers.
I used to write to a lady in Portland, Oregon, that helped me run the collection, and she said, you want to come over here to a convention, because this is where the covers are. So in 1978 I went to Fullerton, California. My God, couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. I won 2 trophies on my first visit for match covers. I've got 13 trophies since 1978. That's pretty good, I think.
Most of the awards are for unusual exhibits, like Neil's display of old Roosevelt Hotel matches. And Emily Hiller from California says some of the most unique covers are those that cannot be reproduced.
I like political covers from the various presidents. They're very difficult to get. I also like Navy ships, which have a little story behind them, too. There are post-war and pre-war Navy ships. And before the war, all the ships carried matches. After the war, or during the war, they stopped doing that because it identified the ship, and they didn't want foreign people to get a hold of know how many ships we had in our fleet. And after the war, everybody went to lighters, so they make very, very, very few Navy ships. And that was quite a collection in its day, but you just don't see them anymore, and they're very priced covers right now as Navy ships. It's kind of a category that everybody maintains because they're so scarce.
So you see, there's more to the humble match cover than meets the eye. It can tell you a little bit about the history of our country. It can teach some lessons about politics. And if nothing else, it can certainly spark your interest, at least for a little while.
Interestingly enough, matchbook cover collecting is the third largest hobby in the entire world, probably because it is so inexpensive. Some of the members of the society have as many as 1 million match covers in their collection. Oh, and one other trivia fact, do you know where the match was invented? In Sweden. Stay tuned in a minute. Eric and I will tell you what's on tomorrow night's PM Magazine.